Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dick Price Stadium. And today's contest, MEAC Football Digital Network broadcast on ESPN3, featuring the Howard University Bison and the Spartans of Norfolk State University. Ross Gordon joined by Glenn Mason here today. Glad to have you here with us as we get set for action. A lot of things going to happen today. The second to last home game for Norfolk State. Howard coming off a huge win, knocking off previously unbeaten Florida A&M last week. That score was 31-23. Norfolk State struggled against North Carolina A&T late in that ball game. 37-20, had two red zone interceptions on last week against North Carolina A&T, trying to right those wrongs, especially with the Spartans coming back in just a few moments. We'll see what the Spartans have to do to get the victory and what Howard has to do to come off and look for their second straight win and keep pace with the top of the conference as they are down 4-2 in MEAC play. We'll take a timeout. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3 and the NSU Sports Network. That's a break.
Yes. I'm sorry. That was a break.
Okay. This one is
Are we taking it for 30 seconds?
hello and welcome back to Dick Price Stadium as Norfolk State gets set to take on the Howard University Bison right here on the ESPN3. Ross Gordon joined by Glenn Mason. Beautiful day for football here, Glenn, and it's going to be a great day between these two, great game between these two squads. Howard looking again to continue their little winning streak that they have going on in Norfolk State. Looking to get back on the winning side as they've lost 4 in a row, Glenn. And a very tough task, but the Spartans defense going to have to be up to the task, led by Quintrell Chung, who you see in the middle, one of the middle linebackers for the Spartans. He's going to have to play a big game against this Howard University offense.
That's right. Howard does a really good job with the ground game. And what Coach Matt wants to do with the defense is make sure they maintain their areas of responsibility. If you do that, that'll force the secondary, give them an opportunity to stay with their receivers, and give them an opportunity to cut off any other outside runs, and maybe we have a chance to stop the Bisons and give Pooty time to get his game going, his ground game going.
One of the things you have to look at if you're Norfolk State is the quarterback play of Howard University, a very good one in Kalen Newton in his sophomore season for the Bison. He does it all. He leads them on the ground as well as through the air. He's had a very good season. 129 of 251. He has 13 interceptions on the year, but he also has 18 touchdowns.
Well, he's one of those type of quarterbacks that can do everything for you. You can't leave him alone. It would be good if the defense put a hawk on him. One linebacker or one lineman who will shadow him every play, because you don't know whether he's going to run or whether he's going to throw the ball.
Also, one big note for Howard University, they have one of the better receivers in the conference, Jaquez Ezzard. He averages over 100 yards per game, 23.9 per reception, 9 touchdowns, but they also have a secondary receiver in Kyle Anthony. He averages 70 yards per game with 5 touchdowns. So they have a good complement of receivers, but they also have a solid running game as well, led by Dedrick Parsons. He averages 70 yards per game on the ground.
So perhaps this will be the game that both the secondary, our linebackers, and it's time for the defensive line to step up and give us a couple of sacks.
Yes, you are.
As Norfolk State won the toss, they deferred to the second half, so we are getting set for football here. Keys to victory, Glenn, I think one of the big keys for Norfolk State, they're going to have to start offensively. They're going to have to start well offensively, getting things going here today against this Howard University defense, which has given up some points on the year. Had a good game against FAMU last week, but again, they have the ability to put points on the board, and they're going to have to start early today.
Yes, I think if we come out with a good series on offense, establish our rushing game, we'll get a chance to put some points up on the board.
As we get set for play, Howard will be moving from right to left. Norfolk State from left to right. Back deep to return the kickoff for Howard, Jordan Ailey, and Jermichael Jones. Jones will stand on the left hash. Ailey will stand on the right hash.
We had one of these returned against us last week. Let's see what adjustments the Spartans made during the week to step up the game of the special teams.
Again, Howard will wear their white jerseys with blue bottoms and gray numbers. Norfolk State will wear their all green jerseys with green tops. Again, we're moving from left to right. Josh Nardone getting set to get this game started. As we see Nardone put toe to leather, it's away, and Ailey will get it at the 4-yard line. He'll take it, he'll return it, looking to run in between the tackles. He breaks a couple tackles, gets out past the 30, gets taken down at the 35. Nice job there by Alan Boykins, the freshman, for making a tackle. If he didn't, Ailey would have had a little bit more room to run.
Yes, the Spartans made initial contact right about the 20-25-yard line there, and two of the Spartans in coverage ran into each other, which prompted the kick returner to spring outside and open up the lane for him a little bit.
So we'll see Kaylin Newton for the first time today in the backfield. We'll also have Dorsey, as well as Kaylin Newton. He'll keep it on this time. He'll get taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Nice job there of making the play by the Spartans. Marquise Hall, he starts inside today.
Hall did an excellent job, on maintaining waist contact with the quarterback.
Also in the backfield now is Dedrick Parson. He stands to the left of Newton. Newton drops back to pass, looking downfield, looking for Ezra, and overshot him on the deep slant, and we'll have first penalty of the ball game. It's going to be a roughing the passer against Norfolk State, and that goes against Nigel Chavis. Got to him a tad bit too late, and that's going to put the ball near midfield as Howard comes out. 4 wide receivers to the near side, and in motion to the backfield is Ezra. Newton will run the option, pitches it out to Ezra. Ezra gets hit in the backfield. Nice job of taking him down there by Nigel Chavis. He did a good job reading his keys. Loss of 2 on the play back to the 48-yard line of Howard University.
Nigel did a good job of coming up right up on the line and taking out the Howard Bison on that tackle. Good job for the Norfolk State defense.
Pugh in now at tailback for Howard, and he'll get the handoff in between the tackles. Big hole for him there, and he rumbles his way inside of Norfolk State territory to the 42-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and short for the Bison. A pickup of about 10. Pugh, a backup linebacker as well, with the run. As we see now, Dedrick Parson check in at the tailback spot. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. As the handoff will go to Parson. Parson will pick up the 1st down inside the 40. Lost the football, but they're going to say it came out late, and the football will go towards the Bison at the 39-yard line.
It seems like the Bisons have found a gap there on the left side from our position of the North State defensive line, trying to exploit the area that's covered right there, right off tackle.
As the pitch is going to go to Newton. Newton looking downfield in the direction of Ezard. Ezard's going to make the catch in the end zone for the touchdown. It's in the round of, as Newton was at wide receiver. The Spartans saw him as there was good coverage there by Aaron Chandler, but Ezard makes the catch on the deep post for the score, and the Bison lead 6-0 on the touchdown throw from Newton to Ezard.
You know, Newton worked on that pass all week long. It was well-timed, right on the button, because Norfolk State secondary was in good coverage.
A 39-yard touchdown pass, and the extra point is up and good. Newton with his 19th touchdown pass on the year. That's the 10th touchdown reception by Ezard, and the Spartans trail early with 13:01 left to go here in the first quarter. 7-0. It's a 75-yard drive for the Bison for the touchdown. And again, Norfolk State gave him 10 extra yards. 65-yard drive for Howard to complete the drive. And Norfolk State gives up early points on defense after stopping the run well. Have to credit the passing game for Howard to get things going. And now Norfolk State back and will get the football for the first time offensively.
Well, it looks like Taylor's back. This is a good time for him to have his breakout game of the season.
As Lebowski gets the kick away, it's going to be high, it's going to be short. Stuart Anderson will take it at the 25-yard line. He rushes right side with the big hole, makes one man miss, gets taken down after he gets past the 30-yard line to the 34, and that's where the Spartans will start this drive.
That was a very smart move by the Bison kickoff team. The wind is blowing against the ball, but I think they intentionally kicked the ball away from Taylor. He's one of the Spartans' most potent weapons. A&T
did a lot of kicking away from him after the early touchdown, and we'll see Jawan Carter for the Spartans for the first time here today. He'll be joined in the backfield by Gerald Hewlett, as well as Aaron Savage here, with two wide receivers to the near side, one to the far, two deep safeties for the Bison. Three down linemen for the defense as Hewlett goes in motion, and he'll be play action looking over the middle of the field. Was Carter intended for a Warner, and that overshot everyone. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Spartans.
Good execution by the receivers. Play a little overthrown by Carter. He'll settle down in a minute and get the offense in a good rhythm.
The Spartans will break the huddle. The 2nd down and 10. Same formation, just a little tighter to the line of scrimmage now for the Spartans. Are one in the slot. Taylor to the outside of the formation as Hewlett again goes in motion. Winstead, the top receiver for the Spartans. Carter looks downfield, has a wide open Winstead. Winstead will get into Howard territory. Just threw the ball in between the two deep zone there on that side, and a big gain for the Spartans inside of Howard territory down to the 49-yard line.
You know, Carter took a good shot on that pass, and it shows his maturity. He's grown. He popped right back up, brings the team back to the huddle, and they're ready to make another move.
As the Spartans will have a 1st down at 10. That's Winstead's first reception. Pickup of 17 yards on the play as the Spartans empty the backfield. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Justin Smith gets his first action of the day as Savage now in motion to the backfield. Carter waits the snap. 3 down linemen for the Bison as the handoff goes to Savage. Savage in the backfield avoids a couple of tackles. Moves forward now, picking up 2 on the play. Did a lot of work to pick up those 2 yards on the play before he's dropped. Tackle made there by the inside linebacker, Augustine.
Yeah.
Savage is a tough man. He really tears things up in there. He could have been stopped.
Will be an incomplete pass.
Brent took one last glance at the incoming defensive player to see where he was, and taking his eyes off the ball in that instant, he misjudged his speed and it bounced off his shoulder pads.
It's going to be 3rd down and 8 for the Spartans as the Spartans make subs. Here as Carter will come back to the line of scrimmage after breaking the huddle with 11:19 left to go here in the first quarter. The Spartans trail 7-0. 3rd down and 8 from the Howard University 47-yard line. Carter with 6 on the play clock sends Taylor in motion to the slot to the near side. Howard sending pressure. Carter looks over the middle pass. Is going to be complete to Taylor. Taylor gets to the 1st down sticks, and he'll have the 1st down inside the 40-yard line to the 39, but where he's forced out of bounds. It'll be a 1st down and 10 for the Spartans there.
Really, really, really tight play. Spartans did an excellent job giving Carter just enough time to release the ball, pick up the 1st down, backs against the wall.
Hewlett will check back in for Aaron Savage as the Spartans get the play into the huddle. It'll be a 1st down and 10 from the Howard 39-yard line. Clock moving at 10:50 left to go here in the first quarter. Carter will have 4 wideouts, 2 split to either side. As Carter will pitch it out to Hewlett. Hewlett on the run, has a hole, gets outside the 35-yard line before he's knocked down. Tackle made on the perimeter by Ty Freeland for the Bison, but it's a pickup of 5 for Norfolk State to the 34-yard line.
Good pickup by the Spartans. Excellent balance on the series, Ross.
10 minutes, 13 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 your score, and Howard with the lead. Carter in the shotgun again. 2 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side. Hewlett in motion again out of the backfield. It'll be 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field as Carter drops back to pass. It's going to be a screen out to Savage. Savage will pick up around 3 yards, but we have a flag thrown, and it's going to be a false start against the Spartans. Actually, a legal formation. It's a 5-yard penalty. That'll make it a 2nd down and 10. Spartans will have a 2nd down and 10 from the 39-yard line. As Carter will line up in the shotgun empty backfield. Carter in the shotgun with 5 on the play clock. Drops back to pass. Looks downfield. Has Winstead. He's wide open. He makes the catch for the 1st down. He's pushed out of bounds by Jason Robinson. And the Spartans on a couple of times here tonight have done a good job of picking apart this 2-deep zone and finding the open man Winstead in between the corner and the safety.
Keep your eye on Winstead. Winstead reminds me of all the great wide receivers that used to play here in Norfolk State. Ray Jarvis, Horace Luton, Jeff Gunn. He fits right in that mold. I think if it's not too premature to say, he's a pretty good NFL prospect.
8:56 left to go here in the 1st quarter as Hewlett goes in motion. Carter allows him to get set as the quick pass is going to be incomplete, thrown behind Chuma Awana, and Awana was wide open there, and if Carter had any problems last week, it was throwing it behind receivers, and he had a man wide open there. That might have been a play for 6 there for the sophomore quarterback out of Richmond.
Yeah, I think that comes along with maturity and adjusting to a new speed of the game. You're right. He's had that problem most of the season. You need to throw the ball 2 steps or a step, depending on the receiver's speed, ahead of the ball catcher.
Brent in the backfield in the pistol. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. The tight end lined up to the right side of the field as Brent moves to the left side now of Carter. Play action. Carter looks out for Taylor. Taylor makes the catch, and he gets knocked out of bounds. As soon as he makes the catch, maybe a gain of 1. They bring up a 3rd down as the ball will be spotted at the 21-yard line. Freeland makes the stop for the Bison. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 for the Spartans.
Ross, I like the way they're putting that slot back or either the offside, the weak side back in motion. That's giving the Bison a minute to think about what we really do once our defense has been set. Once you put that man in motion, they have to make an adjustment they're not prepared for.
As Carter comes back to the line of scrimmage, 5 on the play clock, 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Carter has to get it off, and he does. Dropping back the pass, Carter looking toward the end zone, has Awana and throws it just a tad bit too far. That'll bring up a 4th down situation, and we'll see the field goal unit come out to see the Spartans get some points on the board.
Let's give the offensive line some big props. They're doing an excellent job of giving Carter some time to release the ball on some of those longer patterns that we've had today.
Thank you.
As we see Josh Nardone from the left hash from 38-yard line, from 38 yards out. This would be his longest make of the year if he can get it through. Out of the hold of Goldie, Dominic Jordan, the snap. Snap is down. The kick is up. It's high enough. It's long enough. It's up. And it is good
enough.
And the Spartans get on the board on their first possession with 7:44 left to go in the 1st quarter. It's a 7-3 ball game in favor of the Bison. You're listening and watching MEAC Football on ESPN3 and the NSU Sports Network. Hello and welcome back to Dick Price Stadium as we get set to resume action. Norfolk State gets on the board with a field goal, a 38-yard field goal from Josh Nardone. And that will give Howard the football back as they scored on the 39-yard touchdown pass from Newton to Ezzard as the kickoff is fumbled out of bounds by Godfrey, and that will get the football to the 25-yard line as the Spartans kick the ball short as well. and that's where the Bison will start this drive.
It'll be interesting to see how the Spartans handle this series on defense. The Bison got the best of them on the last. Of course, they scored that first touchdown. But, you know, we have a resilient secondary and a steadfast second line among the linebackers there.
As the first play is a handoff to Dedrick Parson. Parson goes left side for a pickup of about 2 yards on the play. They'll break it a 2nd down and 8 for the Bison. They give him credit for 3 yards. They get to the 28-yard line. Stop there. Quintrell Chung for the Spartans. As they brings up a 2nd down, low snap. And again, Parsons gets the handoff. Parsons drags tacklers for the 1st down. Smaller featured guy, but he picks up 10 yards on the play out to the 38-yard line. They bring up a 1st down for the Bison.
Parsons has had a good game last week. You know, he's quite a speedy back. Very nifty moves, very agile running back.
Nyree Quinterly and Quintrell Chung will make the stop. As the Bison back to the line of scrimmage, empty backfield. Looking downfield is Kalen Newton. Newton is getting chased by 2 Spartans. Look downfield, has a man wide open, and it's Aaron Chandler, but he can't catch the football.
Good defense by the Spartans that time. Should have been an interception, but we'll take the breakup of the pass.
And Chandler had the ball right in his hands there, has to pull that one in. If you're a Spartan.
Yeah, he can't even put that one on the sun.
As the football will be spotted at the 38-yard line. This is a 2nd down now for the Bison. 2nd down and 10. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. As Newton has 2 men in the backfield to his right. And the handoff will go to a 2nd man through, not getting much there on the play.
The ball jarred loose by the Spartans.
On the carry was Parson. The ball came out late. That'll bring up a 3rd down situation. They give him credit for 1 to the 39-yard line, so that will bring up a 3rd down and 9. As the Spartans will change up their formation along with the Bison. Nickel look now for Norfolk State. 2 wide receivers split to either side. Newton in the shotgun. Parson to the right. Blitz comes off the edge, and Newton with a lot of room to run. He'll pick up the 1st down, and he slides down as he picks up 10 yards on the play to the 49-yard line.
Newton did a good job of reading the Spartan defense as they went deep into secondary coverage. The lineman overcommitted, allowing him a big lane right up the middle and between the hash marks.
4 wideouts still on the field for Newton. And Parson right to his right. Newton looking downfield. Pass is going to be complete. Out in the flat on the reception is Gillespie. He was covered by Aaron Chandler. A pickup of about 8 on the play. Inside Norfolk State territory to the 43-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. It'll be a 2nd down, and 3 for the Bison there. 5:20 left to go here in the 1st quarter. Howard leading 7-3 as the Bison hands the ball to the back in the backfield, making a nice cut is Pugh. He picks up the 1st down inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line.
The Spartans didn't seem to be set on defense as that play began, Ross.
As Pugh will take a seat in the backfield now is Reynoso. Also in the backfield will be Parson. Pistol look as pass is going to be complete out in the flat. Picking up the 1st down and more inside the 20-yard line is Kyle Anthony. The ball will be spotted at the 19, so again, Howard in the red zone. And right now, the Bison just...
They're taking away what the Spartans are giving them.
Newton again in the shotgun, rolls left this time, looking downfield and throws the ball away. Good coverage in the secondary by the Spartans, looking in the direction of Ezard. Excuse me, that's Anthony over there. He was double covered over the top by Bobby Price. And underneath by Aaron Chandler, it'll be a 2nd down and 10 for the Bison at the Norfolk State 19-yard line. So, again, at the line of scrimmage, we'll see Newton Newton play action, looks downfield, lobs one up, and it was looking for Ezzard. Good coverage there by Chandler as Newton was hit hard there by Tyreek Givers-Wilson, who came clean. He'll bring up a 3rd down and 10.
I thought Chandler may have been interfered a little bit trying to go to the ball towards the interception. They had an official right there. He must have missed it, probably looking into the backfield, but that was good coverage by Norfolk State.
So the Bison will send 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. In the backfield is Parson to the right of Newton, who will now look towards the sideline for the play. With 4:18 remaining here in the second quarter, 3rd down and 10 from the Norfolk State 19 for the Bison. Newton drops straight back, looking downfield, has a man in the flat, and it's caught by Anthony. That'll bring up a 4th down as he's going to be about 3 yards shy of the 1st down.
Once again, the Biden offense led by Mr.
That will bring up a 4th down situation, and we'll see a field goal opportunity now for the Bison from about 29 yard, actually 30-yard field goal attempt by Joseph, the 6'1", 175-pound freshman. He will tee it up from the right hash. The kick is up. It might have been blocked a little bit, but it is on its way, and it is through. So Howard gets a 30-yard field goal to make it a 7-point ball game again at 10-3 with 3:40 left to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to and watching MEAC Football on ESPN3 and the internet.
See more at cricketwireless.com/holiday.
Here in the first quarter, Norfolk State trailing now 10-3. Ross Gordon joined by Glenn Mason here as we get set for action to restart here at Dick Price. Again, 2 drives now have resulted in 2 scores for the Bison. 5-play, 65-yard drive ended in a touchdown pass. 12-play, 62-yard drive ended in that Joseph field goal. Josh Nardone has a 38-yard field goal for Norfolk State on their first drive. Dakota Lebowski will come out to kick off for the Bison. Back deep is Marcus Taylor for the Spartans. A solid drive for Norfolk State on their first possession. Let's see if they can keep it going here, as this kick is high and this kick is going to be short. And it's going to be taken by Stuart Anderson, who takes it away from Marcus Taylor. And probably should have handed that one off to Marcus Taylor as he loses the football. And let's see who comes up with it. It will be Norfolk State. And Marcus Taylor was right underneath that one. And we'll take this timeout by the clock. It's 3:32 left to go here in the first quarter. We'll take this timeout with them. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3 and the NSU. Welcome back to Dick Price Stadium. Howard leading Norfolk State by a score of 10-3. The Spartans with their second offensive possession as Jawan Carter in the pistol. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. He hands it off to the backfield, and that's Cameron Brent. Brent in between the tackles for a pickup of 5. Check that. That's Savage with the carry. Savage with a pickup of 5 on first down. That makes it a 2nd down and 5 with 3:15 left to go here in the first quarter.
That's what we like to see when Savage is carrying the ball, staying close to his average of 4.5 or 5 yards to carry.
7 yards tonight on the ground for Savage. 12 as a team for the Spartans on 3 carries. Carter in the shotgun. Savage to his left. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far again. The handoff will go to Savage, this time running right. He picks up 1.5, maybe 2 to the 29-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 actually for the Bison, for the Spartans, excuse me. As the football, don't forget basketball tonight at at Joe Eccles Hall.
Well, we got two gymnasiums.
Yeah, getting confusing now with 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Carter in the shotgun. He drops back to pass. Pass is going to be complete out to Winstead. Winstead makes the reception, and he will pick up the first down. Nice job of using his big frame to shield the defender away from the football, and the Spartans will have a first down, another first down to the 34-yard line. For Norfolk State, that's going to be their fourth down of the first quarter.
I like when you call that out, Carter to Winstead. That's something we can depend on.
Norfolk State will have a first down and 10. Clock moving with 1:50 left to go here in the first quarter. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Split backfield for Carter. He gets the snap. He'll hand it off. Actually, he'll keep it this time. He avoids one tackle and tries to dive back towards the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a half a yard on the play. That'll bring up a second down and 11.
I'm a little leery about that. Either they saw that, Howard, that is, saw that during screening the play or in the film sessions, because they were waiting for Carter on that play. That was a good call by the Bisons on defense.
Hewlett in the backfield for Norfolk State. Carter in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the top of the formation, 1 to the near. 2 deep safeties as well for the Bison. As Carter drops back to pass with time, now runs out of it, rolls right, and he will throw it at the feet of Winstead as pressure was coming from his backside there from Isaiah Flood. That'll bring up a third down and 11.
Seems like the Bison's pass rush is trying to put a little pressure on Carter, putting a lot of pressure on him, trying to get him to rush his throws.
Both teams now 2 for 3 on third down. This will be the 4th opportunity for the Spartans. 3 wide receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the near. Savage in the backfield, 3 down linemen for the Bison. Carter waits the snap, drops back to pass, looking downfield, looks over the middle, has Taylor. Taylor will be right around the sticks, and they'll give him credit to the 45-yard line, the second drag route for a first down for the Spartans on third down, beating man coverage, and Norfolk State will have another first down, now 3 of 4 on third downs today.
You have to love the confidence of Taylor. He's always into every play, whether he's going to receive the ball or not.
Denard on the coverage, and the Spartans will have another first down at their own 45-yard line. 27 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Carter sends Taylor in motion as a handoff goes to Brent. Brent rushing right side, ducks under a tackle, gets inside of Howard territory, and that might be the last play of the first quarter. So we'll probably move to the second quarter with the Spartans trailing by 7, and that's the way it will conclude. 10-3 is your score as we take a timeout. That's the end of the first quarter. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3 and the NSU Sports Network.
As they battle the 49ers by the Bay. Monday Night Football, Giants-Niners, tomorrow at 8:15 on ESPN.
10-3 your score. Norfolk State trailing the Bison of Howard University. As we get set to start the second quarter, the Spartans moving now from right to left. Hewlett in the backfield. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. As the pitch will go to Hewlett, rushing left side. Hewlett will pick up the first down and more on his feet at the 30 to the 25-20 and steps out of bounds as he gets to the 22-yard line.
Good run by Hewlett. Nice pitch outside, saw a lane, kept the ball going north and south.
That's the best run of the day for the Spartans. Rushed for 26 yards by the junior from Northern Virginia as the Spartans now have a first down at the Howard 22-yard line. Savage in motion out of the backfield now. Brent the only back in the backfield. Carter waits the snap. Carter will throw it right over the middle. Awana was open, and he picks up 7 on the play down to the 15-yard line. Down. Good play there as no one covered Awana, and the Spartans just did a nice job of getting the ball to him quickly.
Excellent pattern by Awana. Went right to an area where there was no coverage, caught the ball. Spartans going ahead. That's 15-yard line in the red zone. Let's look at some red zone offense by Norfolk State.
Just a quick RPO there for Jawan Carter. Pulled it out of the gut of Brent And the football again will be placed at the 15-yard line with the second down and about 2. For the first down as Brent goes in motion. Man coverage, we'll see it as the pitch goes to Brent. Brent with the big hole over the right side. He'll pick up the first down and more on his way to the end zone, and he gets in for the score. Touchdown, Norfolk State, a 15-yard touchdown run by Cameron Brent as the Spartans have used the outside here to be exact here on this last drive. A couple big runs there for Brent and Hewlett, and the Spartans 1 point away from tying this ball game.
And showed some speed in the backfield. Once again, that man in motion, making the Bison defense settle for a second, and we took advantage of it with a great sweep.
Cameron Brent with his second touchdown rush of the year. Josh Nardone on to attempt the extra point to try to tie this ball game. Nardone gets the kick up. It's high enough. It's up, and it's good. 10-10 is your score now. 13:29 left to go here in the second quarter. We'll take a timeout on the field. You're watching MEAC Football on the ESPN 3 and the NSU Sports Network.
Never know how long it go.
No. Blazers, Lakers, Wednesday on ESPN. Presented by State Farm.
13:29 left to go here in the second quarter. Norfolk State and Howard knotted up at 10 here in Norfolk, Virginia, as the Bison will get the football back. 4 possessions, 4 scores for both teams in the game between both teams, as Nardone will get set, kick the ball away, but we'll have to tee it up one more time.
Football blown off the tee. I wonder if that will be a deciding element in the game as the game progresses later on in later quarters.
As the wind is blowing squarely in the face of the Spartans right now. As that was a touchdown pass, now a rush for Cameron Brent, so that's his first touchdown reception of the year. As the kick is high, and it's going to be short, and it's going to be taken by Upman, and he nearly loses the handle of it as he was hit hard at the 35-yard line. Coming up and making the stop for Norfolk State was Chevalier Williams. And Alan Boykins gets up gingerly for Norfolk State. Hopefully everything's okay with the freshman as he favors his left knee.
All right, let's go Spartans on defense.
Both teams looking for their first stop of the ball game. As the Bison come out, the pass is going to be complete out in the flat, but coming up and making the stop as there's a quick flare pass into the hands of Kyle Anthony, but Aaron Chandler was right there on the stop for a pickup of 1.
Once again, that stupendous secondary of Norfolk State.
As the Bison will bring in a different formation. Reynoso's in the backfield. Also in the backfield is going to be the ball carrier, Dedrick Parson. Parson picks up 2 yards on the play. It's going to be offsides against the Spartans, though.
Offside. Defense, number 9.
Against Nigel Chavis. That's the second penalty called against Chavis here today. That'll make it a second down, and we'll say 4 for the Bison.
Sometimes you can be a victim of trying too hard. Chavis is really into the ball game. Wants to make a play.
As the handoff will go into the hands of Reynoso for the first time. He picks up the first down. And it'll be another opportunity for the Spartans defense here on first down, as Howard has moved the ball here effectively just like the Spartans. As Newton in the pistol. Play action. Newton looking out in the flat. Pass is going to be complete to the back out of the backfield. Dedrick Parson, he loses the football. And let's see what the call is going to be. Either he didn't catch it or he fumbled it. The Spartans saying it's their football. Parson had it on his hip. It's either reception or an incompletion. And they're going to say it's for progress to stop, but he lost 2 yards on the play. So back to the 45-yard line, the football will go to be a second down and 12. kind of a difficult spot because it was on the sideline. We didn't see the ball pop out from our angle as the handoff will go to the big back. That's Pugh, and Pugh gets stopped up as he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Might have picked up 3 on the play. Out to the 48-yard line. They'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 for the Bison.
Yeah, Newton really couldn't decide whether he wanted to hand the ball off or keep it himself. But once he saw the defensive end commit, he had to hand the ball off.
So the Bison will empty out the backfield. 3 wide receivers to the top of the formation, 2 to the near side as Newton drops back to pass. With the football, loses it. Nice job there by Nigel Chavis of coming up with the strip. But he comes back up with the football. Newton has been pressured all day by Nigel Chavis, and the Spartans get the first stop of the football game.
Chavis has been wanting to make a play all day, even at the expense of a couple of his penalties, but that's the kind of player he is. He's hard-nosed, he's disciplined, and he wants to make a positive impression every play. Bobby
Price will stand at his own 15-yard line with 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Wind at the back of Joseph, who will get this punt away, and it's going to be a spiral. This one will turn over, but it will actually bounce into the end zone, so the Spartans will have it at their own 20-yard line. When we come back from this timeout, 10:49 left to go here in the second quarter. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN 3 and then it's Shoot Sports Network. Hello, welcome back to Dick Price Stadium. Your score is knotted up at 10. Howard and Norfolk State. The Spartans with the football. Their worst starting field position of the day. Aaron Savage in the backfield as Carter will await the snap. And it'll be a handoff off to Savage. Savage over the right side, breaks a tackle, picks up 5 on first down, maybe 6. He will get credit for 6 before he's taken down. It'll be a 2nd down and 4 now. The Spartans starting to chew up ground yardage here against this Howard defense.
The offensive line for Norfolk State is doing a really good job there. Right there between the tackles. That's where he ran.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 4 for the Spartans. Same formation, 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Carter in the shotgun, same play as Savage dances behind the line of scrimmage. Bulls his way forward for a pickup of about 2. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Spartans. Tackle made on the inside there by Dinkins.
Justin Red opening the hole, powering up the ground game for Norfolk State.
So it'll be a 3rd down and 2 for the Spartans as they break the huddle with about 18 seconds to go on the play clock. Carter will send 2 wide receivers to the far side split backfield. Brent and Savage in the backfield with Carter. Actually, it's Hewlett, and Hewlett's in motion. And Hewlett will be the decoy there as the handoff goes to Savage. Savage stopped up momentarily, but he's pushed towards the 30-yard line, towards the 31 for the first down. So 3 rushes end up in 10 yards for, actually 11 yards for Aaron Savage, and the Spartans will have a first down at their own 31-yard line. Keeps the clock moving with 9:10 left to go here in the second quarter.
Wes Jones giving a little room to pick up that first down.
Carter will empty the backfield. Hewlett lines up in the slot to the near side. 3 wide outs to the far side. As Carter drops back to pass. Pass is going to be complete to Marcus Taylor again on the drag route. Taylor towards the 40-yard line. He'll pick up the first down. And getting pushed out of bounds was Taylor by Jason Robinson. And again, that route, if it's given to you, just take it. And the Spartans have done a good job of picking up huge yardage on those drag routes to Marcus Taylor.
Yeah, Craig Rodwell led the blocking on that pass game. One of the big offensive linemen for Norfolk State.
2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Hewlett in the backfield. In motion is the tight end to the far side of the field, Anthony Williams. Carter awaits the snap. Gets it, hands it, actually keeps it. Pass is going to be complete to Williams, the tight end, with the pop pass, and he's going to drag tacklers to the 50. A pickup of about 8 on first down. Nice job there by Williams of collecting the football. He had a drop last week. He caught it and held on to it and dragged tacklers for about a pickup of 8.
You must be clairvoyant, Ross, because as soon as you said his name, he caught that pass.
As the Spartans now have a 2nd down and 2, the ball resting at the 50-yard line with 7:50 left to go here in a tie ball game in the second quarter. Hewlett the back in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. 1 safety in the middle of the field for the Bison. Carter looking downfield, can't get anything. Looks out for Awana. Awana comes back to the football, makes the catch. And they're going to say he stepped out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. They're going to have a conversation about it. Either he was out of bounds or
go ahead, they're waving it off.
They're going to say he was out of bounds.
That was a good grab by Awana. If it's thrown near you, catch it. Sorry he came down out of bounds, but that's okay.
And the head linesman said it was a catch. Well, actually, the side judge said it was a catch and allowed things to go. The head linesman and the side judge came up and had a conversation and said that Awana was out of bounds. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 from the 50. Hewlett the back in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. Carter awaiting the snap, and he'll pitch it out to Hewlett. Hewlett looking for a block, gets one, still on his feet, picks up the 1st down plus some inside the 45-yard line down to the 42 before he's taken down. Nice job there by Hewlett picking up the 1st down, avoiding 1 tackler, and he's had a solid day rushing the football for the Spartans. That's his 3rd attempt. He now has 39 yards on the ground.
And give the assist to Chuma Awana with that block to allow him to turn upfield and pick up a couple of yards and their 1st down.
Reeves makes the stop for the Bison. It's another 1st down for Norfolk State inside Howard territory. 3 wide receivers to the top of the formation, 1 to the near is Carter. We'll hand it off to Brent. He runs his right side this time. Brent picks up 4, maybe 5 on 1st down before he's brought down. And again, the Spartans getting chunk yardage here on 1st down inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line.
And they're getting it with a variety of plays. They're running, they're passing, keeping the Bisons off their mark.
Marcel Atlason with the stop for Howard. But again, a pickup of 5. Brent tonight with 2 carries of 12 yards. He has an average of 6 on the day. 3 wide receivers to the near side as Brent moves to the left side of Carter. 1 wide receiver to the far side. 1 deep safety for the Bison as the handoff goes to Brent. Brent tackled, held up in the backfield, and he's going to get taken down. He might have lost 2 yards there. Did a lot of running to get that 2-yard loss. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 for the Spartans.
Yeah, he was trying to reverse his field, but the pursuit prevented that from happening. And as he was trying to reverse field, of course, you go deeper into the backfield.
5:57 left to go here in the second quarter. 10-all is your score. Spartans might be in 4-down territory here, depending on what they can get here on 3rd down. 7 yards to gain, 4 wideouts in the formation, 2 split to either side, and we're going to have a stoppage of play, which will be a timeout taken by Norfolk State. 5:37 left to go here in the second quarter. We'll take that timeout with them. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3 and the NSU Sports Network.
I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
Geico. Believe it.
1 second, go. 10-all is your score here at Dick Price Stadium. 5:37 left to go here in the second quarter. Norfolk State will have a 3rd down and 7 after the timeout. Carter in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. As Carter drops back the pass. Pass is going to be tipped, looking for the tight end Williams, and incomplete. He wouldn't have had enough for the 1st down. And we'll see the punting unit come out for the Spartans.
Carter had another throw behind the receiver there. That could have been a very important catch for Norfolk State, giving them a little momentum going into the half.
Taylor Godey will come out to punt as it stands at his 10-yard line. As Godey will get the punt away. It's a high punt that will bounce inside the 15-yard line and take a Norfolk State bounce inside the 5, and it'll be touched dead at the 4-yard line. Great job there by Godey, pinning Howard back deep with 5:22 left to go here in the second quarter. As the Spartans punt for the first time. Juwan Carter, 10 of 16 tonight. 101 yards there for a touchdown as well. On the other side, Kalen Newton, 6 of 9 for 69 yards. He also has a touchdown. He's been sacked once today, and he'll be in the backfield along with Dedrick Parsons, and Pugh. The handoff will go to Parsons. He bounces it outside. He's going to get taken down by his jersey. Nice job of hanging on for dear life there by the Spartans' Quinterly. A pickup of about 5 on the play.
We missed that name most of the first half.
As the Bison move quickly, 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. As the handoff goes to the big back Pugh. And a nice job of crashing down the line of scrimmage by the Spartans, Deshaun Dixon, for the stop. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 with 4:45 left to go here in the second quarter. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. JT Wahi matched up with Ezzard on the top of the formation. The Bison send a man in motion as the handoff goes to the back out of the backfield. Nice stop there by Nigel Chavis as Parson picks up 2, and we'll see the punting unit come out for the Bison.
This has really been a quarter for Chavis. He's on top of his game at this point, I think.
And so we'll see Marcus Taylor line up at around his 49-yard line, awaiting the punt from Isaiah Moore. He stands about 1 yard deep in his own end zone. 3:50 left to go here in the first quarter. The punt is going to get away, and we're going to have a flag thrown as Taylor is going to come up with the football. He has some room to run at the 15-10, 5 touchdown. He'll get into the end zone, but I think it's going to be running into the kicker by the Spartans. For the second straight week, Marcus Taylor will take one back, but I believe that it was running into the kicker.
And I think Norfolk State is trying to argue that it was a partial block.
And Coach Scott asking, was it tipped? And the referee clearly shakes his head no. Rick Warren makes the call. It will give the Bison a second chance now with 3:37 left to go here in the second quarter. As the Bison run personnel on late. Newton in the shotgun. Newton drops back. Looking down the field. Pass is going to be complete. Over the middle, making the reception is Kyle Anthony out past the 40 to the 43-yard line. Coverage by Nyree Quinterly.
Good coverage by Quinterly, but it was also a great catch by the Bison receiver.
Anthony, 6'3", 210 pounds, can run as he picks up the first down, as the pass is going to be swung out into the flat. Making the catch for the Bison was Ailey, and he picks up 3 on the play. Baby before pass the 45 to the 47. JT Wahi on the stop for Norfolk State. As the Bison moving quickly, 2:50 left to go here in the second quarter.
Interesting turn of events. Bisons are challenging Norfolk State's defense now.
As the pitch is going to go out to Ailey in the flat, and again, nice job there. Coming up and making the stop for the Spartans is Quinterly. He's played around the line of scrimmage as the ball will be spotted at the 50-yard line. Then a break up a 3rd down and 3 for the Bison. The option look to the near side for the Bison. Quinterly makes the stop as Howard will send 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. As Newton will run option to the left, he pitches it out, and it should have been a hold, and it will be a hold on the Bison as Kyle Anthony was holding Aaron Chandler like a newborn there, and it will be a loss of 10 yards for the Bison back to the 40-yard line.
The Bisons are trying to test that Norfolk State defense, going to more towards their option and veer option offense. But Norfolk State seemed to be well prepared for it. They were not caught off guard.
2:10 left to go here in the second quarter. And that'll make it a 3rd down and 13 for the Bison. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. In the backfield will be Dedrick Parsons with Kalen Newton. Newton on the sprint out, looking downfield, throws the ball, and wide open was Josh Nardone, and he makes the catch out of bounds. And it will be a 4th down situation for the Bison as the pass was intended for Anthony. Great coverage on the outside by the Spartans, J.T. Wahi.
We need to set up a trick play for Nardone, huh?
He secured that ball very soundly on the sideline.
Soundly on the sideline.
And we'll see again for the second time this drive, Isaiah Moore with 1:51 left to go here in the second quarter. Marcus Taylor will stand at his own 20-yard line. 4th and 13. As the punt is away, and it's an end-over-end kick that Marcus Taylor will allow to bounce over his head and will get tapped into the end zone. And that's a touchback, so the Spartans will start this drive at their own 20-yard line. And we have an injured Bison on the field. That's Pugh. Play running back here today. Couldn't see exactly what happened. It was behind the play. Hopefully everything's all right with Pugh.
But hats off to the Spartan defense. They held their own, forcing that punt.
As we don't know exactly what happened. As Pugh flexing his left arm. And I think they're trying to get him off of the ground. And I think he's sitting up.
Got a stinger in that shoulder, looks like.
And the Spartans will have 1:39 left to go here in the second quarter to try to put points on the board. They'll get the football to start the third quarter as Pugh is up on his feet. He gingerly walks to the sideline. Again, Pugh, 240-pound sophomore from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Listed as a linebacker. He's had rushes here today, 3 for 20 to be exact. 6-yard average. He has the best average on the team thus far. Also played some special teams there. Listed as a linebacker as Carter will come out. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Savage the back in the backfield. 2-minute offense now as Carter will hand it off to Savage. Savage in between the tackles, big hole, picks up the first down, dragging tacklers out to the 35-yard line. That's his best run of the day. The Spartans will stay on the ball here and move quickly with the 2-minute offense, 1:30 to go.
He ran right between Craig Wadwell and Ty Lipscomb. Good job on that, picking up that lane.
Carter with 3 wide receivers, drops back the pass, steps up in the pocket, looking downfield. Gets taken down after picking up 5 out to the 40-yard line. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 5 with 1:10 left to go here in the second quarter.
Good execution by Pooty Carter on that one.
As Carter looks over the line of scrimmage, 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Carter will hand it off again to Savage. Savage breaks it over the right side near the first down yardage. He'll get credit to the 45-yard line, and it will be enough for a first down. Clock will stop with 53 seconds to go. And again, the Spartans will get on the ball quickly here. Nardone made his longest field goal of the year at 38-yard line, the 38-yarder. But with the wind in his face, I doubt that will be an opportunity going this way. As Carter drops back to pass, looking downfield, has a man wide open. That's Williams. Williams running towards the sideline, and he gets taken out of bounds inside of Howard territory at the 49-yard line. Good job by Williams of seeking the sideline with 38 seconds to go here in the second quarter. That'll give the Spartans an opportunity to slow things down a little bit. It'll be a 2nd down and 4. Good job by Anthony Williams. That's his 2nd reception on the day. A pickup of 6. He has 14 yards receiving today on those 2 receptions. 4 wideouts for Carter, 2 split to either side with 10 on the play clock. Actually, it's an empty backfield. Carter drops back to pass. Pass is going to be complete to Justin Smith. Smith with his first catch in a couple weeks. Stays on his feet inside the 35-yard line down to the 33. The time stoppage of play here as a first down. The Spartans still have 2 timeouts with 29 seconds to go as Carter will call the timeout with 27. And again, you see the ability of Justin Smith there with his first reception of the game. And one thing that you see with Justin Smith, once he catches the football, it's a little sneaky, but he can make plays when he catches the football. On the year, Smith averages about 24 yards per reception, and that was a big reception there for the Spartans.
Yeah, so, he has an innate ability to know where he is on the field, and he also knows where the pursuit is on the field, because on that play, he turned into it because he knew their momentum would take them past him, and he picked up a few extra yards with that field awareness that he has.
We keep touching. As the Spartans now have a first down and 10 from the 34-yard line. Carter drops back, hands it off to Hewlett. Hewlett with the hole, picks up nice yardage to the 25-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down, and the Spartans will call their second timeout here on this drive.
Hewlett had a nice hole. He was just getting ready to make his second move, pick up his speed before he was brought down by the Bison's pursuit from the weak side.
It's Norfolk State.
Tied at 10-10.
Again, we'll call their second charge timeout. As the football will be resting at the 25-yard line of Howard.
All right, 21 seconds left.
10-10 is your score. 21 seconds for Carter. No timeout, so the Spartans have to go to the sideline on the second down. Carter drops back to pass, looking over the middle. Pass is going to be complete for the first down to Brent. The Spartans have to get on the ball quickly. That's a first down. Ball will be spotted at the 16 with 15 seconds to go here in the quarter. Carter quickly gets under center. Clock will start. Carter takes it, and he will quickly down the ball. Wes Jones was bowled over quickly by Isaiah Flood, the defensive lineman. It will be a second down and 10 from the from the 16-yard line, and the Spartans probably will have to go towards the end zone.
Might have a chance to run two plays. Maybe if we don't get an end zone, we can kick a field goal.
Again, wind swirling, though, right in the face of the Spartans. As Norfolk State will send four wideouts in the formation, two split to either side with 12 seconds remaining in the quarter. Carter sends Taylor in motion. Three wideouts to the far side. Carter looking in towards the end zone. He has a man wide open, and it's caught for the score. Isaiah Winstead with the score, and the Spartans take a 6-point lead at 16-10.
Did not need two plays.
And the extra point could make it a 7-point ball game, the first lead of the day for Norfolk State.
Excellent throw by Pootie Carter. Good timing route. Spartans didn't go.
As Nardone will come out to attempt the extra point with 6 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Nardone out of the hole to Goody gets a kick away, and it's going to be blocked. Goody will pick it up, and he will just fall down, so the Spartans missed the extra point. There's a lot of pressure coming up the middle where that was blocked, and it's a 6-point lead now for Norfolk State, 16-10. With about 6 seconds to go here in the first half. Norfolk State leading for the first time today, 16-10. 6 seconds remaining here in the half.
Two plays there.
As the Nardone will come out to kick off back deep. Alley for the Bison. The Spartans have kicked it short here lately, as Nardone will get set, put toe to leather, and this one's going to be squared over the middle of the field, and it'll be taken by an up man and falling on it for the Bison is David Lee. So Lee takes a knee, and the Howard offense will come out with 5 seconds remaining here in the first half.
The charges on the Spartans defense can't let up. You got to maintain your positions, maintain your responsibilities, because you know Howard is not going to just walk away.
And the Bison will send 2 wide receivers out to the far side as the handoff goes to the back out of the backfield, picking up about 6 yards on the play is Parson, and that will do it for the first half as Blackwell makes the stop. As we get set for halftime, Norfolk State at the break leading Howard 16-10. You're listening and watching MEAC Football on ESPN3 and the NSU Sports Network. 16-10 is your score here at halftime. Norfolk State scoring late in the half to take a 6-point lead over the Bison of Howard University. Ross Gordon joined by Glenn Mason as we pause, take this time out to send it to the studio. And here is Matt Mahalik with Karan Speller, an interview we recorded earlier as Matt talked to Karan about the season and how the Spartans are playing.
As we continue along on the halftime show here on the NSU Sports Network and the MEAC Digital Network, we're joined today by our player guest, junior defensive lineman Karan Speller joins us here today. Karan, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
Well, the team's had an off week since the Florida A&M game, a couple weeks to try to reset and get things right for the second half of the season. How did the team use the bye week to try to reset and refocus for the last part of the season?
Well, the team basically, we use this bye week to basically get our bodies back right, get our heads back focused on what really matters, and that's basically coming out here, not homecoming, having a good game against North Carolina Central.
What would you say is kind of the mood of the team at this point, coming off a game that obviously was there for the taking? We were on the short end of the stick there, but what would you say is the mood of the team heading into this game against the Eagles?
The mood of the team right now is very humble, but at the same time, when the game starts, we're going to play like our hair's on fire.
For folks that know a little bit about your story, coming off an injury last season that kept you out of the entire 2017 campaign, how have things kind of progressed for you and your recovery from that as you kind of get yourself back in the swing of things here for the Spartans?
Well, things have been, it's been shaky just to get the confidence back and the confidence back in my knee. But ever since then, I got my confidence back throughout the games, and as you can see, each and every game I got better and better.
As a graduate of Kempsville High, a local product here out of Virginia Beach, you originally attended East Carolina for a little while. Things didn't quite work out for you at ECU. What led you to transfer and ultimately to choose Norfolk State? How did it come to be that you're in the green and gold now?
Well, I was born in North Carolina, and I grew up here. So basically, I just wanted to be close to family and everything, because I was getting, my mom came every weekend in East Carolina to come see me, and that basically gave me like a home bug. So basically, I just wanted to come back here and just be close to family.
What was her reaction when you told her that you were transferring back home? I guess she was pretty happy about that.
Well, basically, she was just worried about the gas money.
We won't let Mom hear that part. But well, there was some more transition for you once you came to Norfolk State. You started off playing more at linebacker when you got here. Then prior to last season, moved to the defensive line. How did that move kind of suit you and your abilities?
Well, it really doesn't faze me too much because, as you can see, when I was at Kempsville, I played linebacker and I played defensive end. But mostly I played defensive end most of my high school career. So being on the defensive line was basically like second nature. It was just a home feeling.
Obviously, it was a long rehab for you coming off of the knee injury last year. But how do you kind of cope with that mentally, having that year off and not being able to be in the game and of course having to deal with the injury itself? How have you kind of managed that from a mental standpoint?
Mentally, it tested me a lot, but I understand that God gives his worst battle to his greatest soldiers. So at the end of the day, I had to know I had to recognize God's plan at the end of the day.
Well, Karan, we were talking about it earlier. I know that you've come to be nicknamed over the years Spaz. Tell us a little bit about the origin of that nickname and sort of how you exemplify that, how that plays out.
Basically, I have a quick I have a quick temper when I'm on the field. If I see anybody slacking or somebody not giving their full effort, I give them my words of wisdom and see if I can encourage them to play better. And also how my style of play is that every time I'm on the field, I'm always head on heels, like with my head on fire, just ready to go crazy. And that's exactly what they called me. They called me Spaz.
Well, hopefully the MEAC quarterbacks will get to know a little bit more about what that nickname's all about here as we finish out the season. Okay. Kylon, thanks for joining us here today on the halftime show. Best of luck and continued success throughout the season.
All right, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Once again, that's Kylon Speller joining us here today on the halftime show. We'll send it back out to Ross at the stadium.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you, Karan, for your time earlier this week. We'll take a timeout with the Spartans leading 16-10 here at halftime. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3 and the NSU Sports Network. (16-10) is your score here at halftime. Norfolk State leading Howard University. Both offenses have played well today, but Norfolk State getting on the board late here in the first half, and that was a good pitch and catch from Jawan Carter into the hands of his high school teammate Isaiah Winstead. So the Spartans have done a good job here in the first half of keeping their offense on the field and doing a good job of matriculating down the field.
They've done a good job of both units, the offensive unit of the Spartan and the defensive units of the Spartan, really came to a crescendo in that second period. If they can maintain the type of momentum that they had going into halftime, into the locker room, they could fare well with this outing.
Exactly right. They have to keep up the momentum that they had moving from the second quarter into the third quarter. They'll get the football to start the third quarter, and again, moving the football down the field. Just have to keep Jawan Carter upright, which they've done tonight. Jawan Carter, 14 of 21, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. His longest a 17-yard strike. Isaiah Winstead, 4 receptions, 55 yards and a touchdown. Brent with 2 receptions, 24 yards and a touchdown. On the other side, Jaquez Ezzard has been held in check here in the first half. 1 reception for 39 yards to go along with that touchdown. Kyle Anthony with 4 receptions for 49 yards. Newton, solid numbers passing today. 8 of 12 for 98 yards in the score. But the Spartans have done a better job on Howard on the ground. Only 66 yards rushing for Howard today. Now, 16-10 is your score. Norfolk State with the 6-point lead as we move into the start of the second half. The third quarter about to get underway. The Spartans leading by 6 as Norfolk State scored late in the second quarter. A touchdown pass from Jawan Carter into the hands of Isaiah Winstead. 16-yard pass from Carter to Winstead for Norfolk State. That was their second touchdown pass of the day. Jawan Carter and the Spartans have rushed 17 times for 101 yards. 17 carries for 66 yards for the Bison. Again, they've come in and they've been running the ball well over the last few weeks, including last week versus FAMU. They're averaging 195 yards on the ground per game.
See, like it's a reversal of fortune because the Spartans have used the ground game to spark their passing game.
Lebowski on to kickoff. He gets this one away, and this one will be driven around 7 yards deep in the end zone. The Spartans will start this possession from their own 25-yard line.
I guess word is getting around the league. Do not punt that ball to Marcus Taylor.
There's Norfolk State. Will come out on the offensive side for the first time in the third quarter, looking to see if they can continue the success that they had in the second. As Carter comes out, Hewlett, your tailback. He stands in the pistol. As Williams goes in motion to the far side of the field, 3 wideouts that way, 1 to the near side. Carter awaits the snap, pitches it out to Hewlett. Hewlett on the left side, avoids 1 tackle, picks up 3 yards on the play before he stopped. Good pursuit there by the Bison. As Freeland comes up and makes the stop, they'll make it a 2nd down and 7.
Hewlett having a good game today.
Hewlett tonight on the ground has 5 carries, 50 yards here this afternoon. As Carter surveys the defense, sends Taylor in motion to the near side, 3 wideouts this way. As the handoff again goes to Hewlett. Hewlett tries to avoid one tackler and can't do it. Nice job coming up and making the stop by David Hudson, the linebacker. That makes it a 3rd down and 5.
Hudson stayed at home, so Hewlett cut right back into him. Had Hudson not been there, I think we could have had a bunch of yardage picked up on that play.
It makes it a 3rd down and 5 for Norfolk State. Carter sends 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far, as the Bison will creep closer to the line of scrimmage. Carter sends Taylor in motion. We'll see some man coverage here as Carter waits the snap with 10 on the play clock. Carter drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket. Had one man to miss there, but couldn't avoid the tackle of Hurtado, and Hurtado makes the stop before the line to gain, a pickup of 2. And that'll bring up a 4th down situation for the Spartans.
I think he was trying to catch Anthony Williams on that slant pattern. When they throw to the tight end in the middle like that or between the hatches, that tends to open up the sidelines for the Spartans in their passing game.
Ezzard will stand at his own 28-yard line awaiting the punt of Taylor Godey. Godey gets a low snap, gets the punt away. We're going to have a flag thrown as Ezzard will pick the football up. He actually touches it and loses it and doesn't hold on to it. Norfolk State will have it. Let's see what the penalty is going to be, as Ezzard had it in his hands, but he couldn't hold on to it. Let's see what the flag is going to be. Either offsides or maybe a legal formation. Let's see what's going to be. It's going to be a legal formation against the Spartans.
Oh. Wow.
And so that will negate the fumble. That will back the Spartans up inside the 30-yard line. So the Spartans would have had great field position inside the 30 at the 27-yard line, but the penalty will back them up.
Yeah, that was great coverage by the specialty teams on that play.
As we also have an injured Bison on the field. Can't see quite who that is right now, but we will check that in. And they'll check that out as, again, they said 5 players in the backfield for the Spartans.
I can't quite make out that number, but it's being well attended to by the training staff of the Bisons, Howard University, that is.
That's the second big penalty today for Norfolk State on special teams, especially in a punt situation. As the first was the punt, and we're going to have a flag thrown again. I think this was going to go against Coach Scott. And Coach Scott still not happy. We'll get a number hopefully soon.
He has an issue. Coach Scott has an issue with the line.
As
you can't make that number out, Ross.
As the play will the play will end up the result after the penalty will push the Spartans inside the 15-yard line. With the wind blowing in the face of Godey, Godey will have to get this one away. As
I think that was David Lee, the Bison, that was injured on that play, Ross.
As Godey stands around 2 yards deep in his end zone, gets the punt away. It's a high floating punt that will be taken by Ezzard inside of Howard territory around the 48, and he gets hit hard as he gets inside Norfolk State territory at the 47-yard line. Solid coverage there by the Spartans, and good punt as the tackle was made by Nigel Chavis. And the offense of the Bison will come out onto the field.
Chumawana backing him up on that tackle.
As the Spartans now trail 16-10. Actually lead 16-10. The Bison onto the field. as Newton will keep it. Looking downfield. Lofts it for Ezzard and throws it just a tad bit too far. JT Wahi was in coverage man-to-man. He had solid coverage. Ezzard might have had a step, though, on Wahi going downfield in man-to-man coverage. It'll be up 2nd down and 10 for the Bison.
They froze Wahi just a second with that fake into the middle of the line, but when he pulled it out and made the attempt at the pass, Wahi was just a step behind him. Fair coverage. Overthrown.
Newton will come back to the line of scrimmage. And this time he'll hand it off running left side. Not getting much was Parsons. A pickup of 2 down to the 45-yard line to bring up a 3rd down and 8 for Howard.
Jay was on the initial contact on that play, Ross.
As the Bison now will have a 3rd down and 8 from the Norfolk State 45. As Newton now will check with the sideline. 12-19 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The Bison trailing by 16. By a score of 16-10. The man in motion to the near side. Newton looking downfield. Pass is going to be incomplete. Nice job driving on the football by JT Wahi. He breaks up another one as that pass was intended for Kyle Anthony, and they'll bring up a 4th down situation for the Bison.
Wahi, one of those local Lake Taylor greats that everybody was after a couple of years ago.
As Newton will have it. 2 wide receivers. 4th down. He's punted. He punted last week in this situation, as he might be trying to just get one away, and he will be punting as he'll roll right. Pass is going to be nearly intercepted by Quintrell Chung. And if Chung would have caught that football, he would have had a roll to the end zone, but the Spartans will get a turnover on downs on the incomplete pass and the fake punt there, and the Spartans will get the football back when we come back from this timeout, leading 16-10 with 12 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3 and the NSU Sports Network.
Reduce waste and produce more food.
Artificial intelligence helps us change the way we feed the world.
We're underway again as the Spartans will get the football after the failed 4th down conversion by the Bison at the 45-yard line as the handoff goes to Brent in between the tackles. Brent, with a head full of steam, pushes his way inside of Bison territory to the 49-yard line, a pickup of about 6 on 1st down. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 4.
Brent had 2 options on that play. Took option number 1, and if he had cut the other way, he'd had another good pickup too.
6-yard pickup on 1st down. Again, the Spartans moving the ball on the ground well here today. With 11:33 left to go here in the 3rd quarter, Norfolk State leading by 6, 16-10. Carter will send 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Now Hewlett in motion. And there will be a pitch to Hewlett in the backfield. He's going to get taken down. Nice job there coming up and making the stop in the backfield was Isaiah Flood. A loss of 5 on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 as the Spartans didn't get out on the edge there to block Flood.
I like that play. Flood was managed to shoot the gap some type of way.
And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. The Spartans will break the huddle. We'll send 4 wideouts out into the formation, 2 split to either side. Carter in the shotgun. Awaits a snap, drops back to pass with time. Looking over the middle of the pass is going to be nearly intercepted. It will be intercepted. A flag's going to be thrown as well. Nice job. The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage by David Hurtado, and Hurtado comes down with the football. Let's see what the flag is going to be. Holding against Norfolk State, so the football will go back to Howard. That's the first turnover of the night for Norfolk State.
Flag was too close to the line. Kind of anticipated that. But a noble effort on the Spartans' behalf anyway.
And so the offense back onto the field for Howard. About 2 yards from where they ended the last drive at the 43-yard line of Norfolk State. So they've been in Norfolk State territory a lot here in the 3rd quarter. As the Bison back onto the field offensively, Newton in the shotgun. 1 wide receiver split to either side. The pass is going to be complete. Nice job on a quick slant into the hands of Anthony inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. He was stopped there by inside linebacker Marquise Hall. And Bison will move quickly again. Same formation. The handoff goes to the back, not getting much. They're stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Was Dedrick Parson, a pickup of about 2 on the play to the 26-yard line.
Your key word was getting back to the line quickly again. On that last play, they caught the Spartans still in a defensive adjustment. That's how they were able to pick up that first down.
2 wide receivers to the near side. Anthony, the wide receiver, to the far side. Newton in the shotgun again. It's going to be a hand up to Parsons. Parsons burrows his way through to the 21-yard line before he stopped on the tackle, Nigel Chavis, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and short, a 3rd down and 2 for the Bison. Parsons will stay in the backfield. He will be joined by Amir Lewis. Also in the backfield is Reynoso. So 3 backs in the backfield with Newton. 2 wide receivers, 1 split to either side. Spartans crowd the line of scrimmage as the handoff goes to Reynoso running left side. He'll pick up the first down at the 15-yard line. It'll be a 1st down and 10 for the Bison there.
Reynoso folding himself up and following his lineman right to, what's that, the 15-yard line.
Same formation as Newton. This time will hand it off. This time spinning his way to the 5 to 10-yard line was Dedrick Parson. Marquise Hall makes the stop for Norfolk State. It'll be a 2nd down. Actually, they give him credit to the 6. It'll be a 2nd down and 6 for the Bison, as it'll be a keeper by Kalen Newton. Newton's going to stretch towards the end zone, and he will get in for the score. Option look, and Kalen Newton will rush it in from 10 yards out after the turnover, and we are tied at 16.
Once they catch that defense not really in position, that's where they try to take advantage of their quick sets.
And the extra point will be attempted by Joseph out of the hold of Raymar Williams. This to give Howard a 1-point advantage. A low snap. The kick is up. It's high enough. It is up and it is through. And the Bison now take a 1-point advantage at 17-16 with 8:38 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Timeout taken on the field. We'll take it with them. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3 and the NSU Sports Network. Howard retakes the lead on the 10-yard touchdown run by Kalen Newton. First score of the 2nd half as Howard comes back out. Marcus Taylor stands at his own 3-yard line awaiting the kick from Lubowski. He gets the kick away. It's going to be driven about 2 yards deep in the end zone, and Marcus Taylor will take it out. He runs right, looking for a little bit of room. He gets it, but we're going to have a flag thrown at the 16-yard line. And we're going to also have more flags thrown around midfield. One's going to be a block in the back, and the other one's going to be something like an unsportsmanlike penalty. We'll see what that is in a few seconds.
A stripe conclave on the 30-yard line. That'll indicate what happened.
They'll be offsetting if there's one against. Oh. And that's pretty good. So the ball was spotted at the 32-yard line for Norfolk State at least. And then you get the personal foul penalty. There wasn't a block in the back, and so the ball will be spotted near midfield for Norfolk State to start this drive at the 47-yard line.
So good return by Taylor. And good fortune on the end of the play.
Good job by the freshman drawing that penalty as well, as Alan Boykins was
showing a little maturity by not retaliating.
Yeah, just kept his hands up there, so it will be a 1st down and 10 for Norfolk State, trying to retake the lead now, trailing by 1 with 8:30 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near for Carter. As Carter will collect the high snap. Pass is going to be complete over the middle. Marquis Ellington was wide open again on that RPO and picks up the first down inside of Howard territory at the 37-yard line.
That was one of the best sidearm passes I've seen, and I don't want to age myself, since Sonny Jurgensen.
As the Spartans will have a first down and 10 from the Bison 37-yard line. As the clock will move at 8:05 left to go here in the third quarter. Carter in the shotgun. Savage to his left. Two wide receivers to the near side. One to the far. As Savage will hand this one off to, will get the handoff. Bowls his way past the 35 to the 34. Still pushing the pile forward to the 32-yard line. We're going to have more pushing and shoving after the play. Cooler heads prevail, though, as a pickup is about 4 on first down. They'll make a second down and 6 before the Spartans get to this play. You have to credit the offensive line. They've done some good work here today for Norfolk State.
They really have done that, Ross. It's been, once they've gotten their act together, somewhere about the middle of the second quarter, we've really seen some progress here by the Norfolk State University offense.
7:20 left to go here in the third quarter as Carter again back to the line of scrimmage. Sends Savage to his left. Anthony Williams, the tight end, to the near side as well. Ellington lines up in the slot to the near side as the handoff will go to Savage on the run blitz. The Spartans pick up the first down as Savage gets to the 25-yard line for the first.
And Wes Jones threw the key block on that running play. Jones, 6'1", 305 senior, Wilmington, Delaware. Went to Fork Union.
Savage and Hewlett both with 52 yards rushing today. Brent, who just checked in, has 18. As the Spartans have a first down and 10 from the Bison 25-yard line. 6:40 left to go here in the third quarter. Carter surveys the defense. Sends two wide receivers to the near side. One to the far. Anthony Williams, the tight end, to the far side of the field. Carter waits the snap. 5 on the play clock. Carter gets it away. Hands it off to Brent. Brent in between the tackles, right side. Makes it to the, 22-yard line.
Good north and south carry by Brent. Likes to stick his head down and stay between those tackles.
Hewlett back into the ball game for Norfolk State, as Norfolk State has a second down and 7 with 6:02 left to go. Here in the third quarter, two wide receivers to the near side, one to the far. Brent in the shotgun to the right of Carter. To the left is Hewlett. Brent in motion now to the near side. Three receivers out this way, one to the far side. Carter drops back to pass. Actually, he'll take off. Carter on the quarterback keeper, stays on his feet. Inside the 10, it'll be a first down and goal as Carter gets to the 8-yard line.
Good job by the Norfolk State offense, Ross. I really like the way they put that man in motion. That really seems to disrupt the defensive responsibilities a bit, and it gives us a variety of options for young Carter there.
5:25 to go here in the third quarter. First down and goal from the 8-yard line for Norfolk State. Brent will be in the backfield to the left of Carter. 4 wideouts, 2 split to either side. Carter waits the snap. He sends Taylor in motion. It's going to be a quarterback keeper again. And getting to the 5-yard line is Carter, a pickup of 3 on the play. It's second down and goal from the 5.
Now Carter needs to protect that ball.
And again, Norfolk State, 146 yards rushing today. 5 yards to get into the end zone again to take the lead. 4:35 left to go in the third quarter. Hewlett in the backfield to the left of Carter. Taylor in motion. Carter waits the snap with 5 on the play clock, drops back to pass, and he's going to get hit. Sacked back at the 15, a loss of 10. Coming up right up the middle for the Bison was Garrett Reeves. The linebacker gets the first sack of the day, as Carter couldn't release the football. And we'll see a third down and goal from the 15.
Reeves on that sharp blitz. No one settled to pick him up.
And with 3:50 left to go here in the third quarter, Norfolk State will have a third down and goal from the 15. In field goal range with 8 on the play clock, 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Carter awaiting the snap. 2 seconds on the play clock. Gets it off with 1 second. Carter looking towards the end zone. Looking off for a wander pass is going to be too short of him, and that'll bring up 4th down. And Coach Scott asking for pass interference, not getting it, and that will bring up 4th down situation as Carter comes to the sideline gingerly, and we'll see Nardone out to see if he can give the Spartans the lead. From the right to left, the wind is swirling. Nardone will try this one from 32 yards. Spartans have had an extra point blocked here today. Out of the hold of Godey, the snap by Dominique Jordan. Nardone is ready. The snap is good. The kick is away, and it's going to be blocked again. And we're going to have a flag thrown, and it's picked up by the Bison, and running out of bounds was Ty Freeland. We'll see what the flag is, and it looks like it is going to be offsides against the Bison.
The ticket numbers for the 50-50 draw. Defense, no tackle.
And I think that's who got the block, and we'll see the Spartans attempt another one. That's the second blocked field goal by the Bison here today. That one won't count, but they've been getting some pressure on and through the Norfolk State offensive line.
Yeah, reprieve by the Spartans, and not only get a second chance at trying to put it through, we could use these points.
Ball should be spotted at the 10-yard line after the penalty, so we'll do it again. This time from 27 yards away. And the right hash. As the wind now swirling from the press box out of the stadium to the visitor side. Nardone out of the hold of Godey, the snap of Dominique Jordan to give the Spartans a lead from 27 yards away. Snap is good. The kick is up. It's high enough. It's long enough. It is up. And it's through, and the Spartans retake the lead at 19-17 with 3:19 left to go here in the third quarter. We'll take a timeout. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN 3 and the NSU Sports Network.
We got a battle in our hands.
19-17 is your score. Norfolk State now leading Howard by 2 after the Bison scored on a 10-yard touchdown run by Kalen Newton. Nardone knocks through a 27-yard field goal attempt to take a 2-point advantage. And Nardone back out to kick off. Haley back deep for the Bison. Nardone will again get this one away, and it will be taken by Ellie at the 12-yard line, looking for a room, and gets taken down as he passes the 25-yard line. Williams with the stop for Norfolk State. Also there was Trayshawn Smith.
And Adam Borkins, had he wrapped him up, he could have stopped him along the 15-yard line.
As Howard will come back after scoring the touchdown, looking to retake the lead, as the football will be spotted at their own 27-yard line.
Yet still, this has been one of the better games by Norfolk State University special teams. They've done a good job today.
As the Bison will come out, 2 wide receivers in the formation, 1 split to either side. As Newton will look downfield, looking for Ezra. Pass is going to be overthrown. He was covered by Wahi. Good pressure coming into the face of Newton as well by Karan Speller. And this Howard team likes to take shots downfield, especially if they see man-to-man coverage. And good coverage there by J.T. Wahi. He was just a step behind Ezra, but it will be a 2nd down and 10.
But, you know, this is one of the most dangerous secondaries you could ever throw to in the MEAC. I'm telling you. They can catch them in a man if they want to, but these Spartans aren't going to back down from that.
Reynoso in the backfield. He'll get the carry. He'll pick up the 1st down. He's taken down by Nairi Quinley. Also Marquise Hall there for the Spartans, but not before Reynoso picked up the 1st down.
And Nairi tried to get him to pay for that by pulling the ball out of his arm, but by that time he had hit the ground.
Reynoso and Parson in the backfield as the handoff will go to Parson, running in between the tackles. as he drags the tacklers forward to around the 48-yard line. A pickup of 5 on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 5. The Bison have started to pick it up on the ground here today. 118 yards rushing today for the Bison. 2nd down and 5 now as Newton drops back to pass. Looking downfield, and the flag is going to be thrown. He's going to be taken down in the backfield in the area of a hole. Blackwell comes up with the sack. And I think the Spartans will decline that penalty, and it'll be a 3rd down and long for the Bison.
You know, the Spartans are, both teams are still real sharp physically. I think the fact that this is a fall day that's rare, that a rare occurrence in Hampton Roads, allow these guys to endure the demands of the field a little better.
It's going to be a 3rd down and long for the Bison. 1:55 left to go in a 2-point ball game in the 3rd quarter. As Newton drops back to pass, it's going to be a screen, and it's going to be complete. And making the reception, picking up the first down, was Dedrick Parsons. As the Bison come back to the line of scrimmage inside of Norfolk State territory at the 42-yard line of Norfolk State. Parsons get the hands off again. He slips through, one tackle still on his feet, picks up the first down and more inside the 15, gets taken down at the 10-yard line by by Nari Quinley, but we're going to bring it back as there's going to be a flag thrown in the backfield.
And that's a blessing because Parsons is the kind of back that you can't reach out and just grab him or think you're going to knock him down.
And for the 2nd time in a row, a hold is called on Anthony Young. And so that will back the Bison up back into their own side of the field with 1:20 left to go here in the 3rd quarter, back to their own 48-yard line.
Thank you, Mr. Young.
As it'll make it a 1st down and 20. Into the ball game now in the backfield is Dorsey. As Dorsey actually will be a keeper by Newton. Newton with the fake, another fake, and he gets taken down by Bobby Price at the Norfolk State 44-yard line. Now make it a 2nd down and 12 with under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Newton will have 4 wideouts on the field. Dorsey in the backfield in with him as Newton looks back to pass. Looking over the middle of the field, pass is going to be nearly intercepted. It will be intercepted by Bobby Price. Price got his hands on it, tipped it up to himself, and the Spartans will get the football at the 20-yard line as we also have a flag on the field. We'll see what that one is. And let's see who's going to go against. And it's going to be a personal foul against the Bison and James Holman after the play. So the Spartans would have had it at the 20-yard line, but this is going to bring the ball out to the 35. What a turn of events with 34 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. That's the first turnover for Howard University today, and that's an interception for Bobby Price. That's his first of the 2nd of the year.
Bobby Price. Old Dominion may have Blake LaRussa from Catholic, but we have Bobby Price, one of the best safeties in Virginia, coming out of his high school class at Bishop Sullivan Catholic.
As Savage is back in the backfield, 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the knee of Carter. In the shotgun, blitz comes, play action. Carter looking downfield, steps up in the pocket, and he'll take off and run and dive to the 40-yard line, maybe the 39-yard line, a pickup of about 4. As he was looking downfield for a Awana, didn't like what he saw, and that will probably be the last play of the 3rd quarter. We'll flip the field. The Spartans will have the win in their favor, moving from left to right after we take this timeout. Timeout on the field, Norfolk State with a 2-point advantage at 19-17. We'll take a timeout. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN 3 and the NSU Sports Network.
Next day delivery, and you sleep. The next day, you get in the park, and the job gets done. Free next-day delivery from AutoZone. Available on up to 100,000 parts.
Right in after this.
4, 3, 2, and 1. You're live.
We're set to start the fourth quarter. Norfolk State leading by 2, 19-17, with the football in the second down and 6. Carter with Savage in the backfield. He sends him in motion. Carter awaiting the snap and gets it. Hands it to Brent. Brent with the hole over the right side. Breaks past the 40-yard line to the 42-yard line. That'll make it a third down and 3. A pickup of about 3 for Brent.
Spartans really coming to their own with their running game this time.
This will be a big third down for Norfolk State to try to keep this drive alive. As the fourth quarter is just underway, the Spartans leading by 2. Carter will empty the backfield. 3 wide outs to the far side, 2 to the near side. Savage lined up in the slot to the near side. Savage in motion now. As Carter drops back to pass, he has a man wide open. It's Savage. He'll pick up the first down and more inside Howard territory. He hurdles a tackle, still on his feet. Sidesteps a tackle inside the 35. He's taken down at the 32-yard line. The big play there by Aaron Savage, hurdling the tackler and making a nice move in the backfield. And the Spartans will have the first down.
He keeps running like that. We're going to turn this from Sparta to the Savage land. That was an excellent job of reading his blocks and really make some good open field moves there, Ross.
Solid move for Savage, who had a big game against the Bison last year. Had his first 2 touchdowns of the year in that ball game. He'll line up 7 yards deep in the pistol behind Carter. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Carter now sends Savage to his right with 8 on the play clock. Carter sends Williams in motion. And the Spartans will call a timeout as that one just took a tad bit too long to develop. The play clock was at 1 second. And the Spartans will take a timeout. We'll take that timeout with them. The Spartans will have a first down and 10, leading by 2 with 13:29 left to go in the fourth quarter. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3 and the NSU Sports Network.
No, I'm good. 100% fiber optic network. 100% phenomenal. Switch to Fios, the fastest internet in the U.S., and get internet for as low as $39.99 per month.
19-17, your score. Norfolk State after the timeout has 2 timeouts remaining with the first down and 10 from the Howard 32-yard line. Carter drops back to pass with time, looking for Winstead. A jump ball, and it's going to be thrown out of bounds as that one might have gotten caught up in the wind. Good coverage, though, downfield by the Bison. There were about 2 players riding around Winstead on that play. It'll bring up a second down and 10.
Yeah, and I'm glad Winstead was alert because he did try to make an adjustment back to the ball because of the wind that you just mentioned.
Winstead has 4 receptions, 55 yards, and a touchdown. 9 Spartans have caught a pass here today, as Carter sends 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Carter with Savage to his right, 8 on the play clock. We're having for a second down and 10. It's going to be a quick pass out in the flat. Pass is going to be complete to Chuma Awana. And Awana is taken down at the 26-yard line. Very difficult a receiver to take down. Big body, big frame there by Awana. And it'll bring up a third down. And we'll say 5 for the Spartans at the 27-yard line.
But one thing that Carter did that was very smart, he threw the ball at that time only in a position that the receiver could get to the ball. So Awana with a good catch.
It'll be a third down and 5. Empty backfield for Carter. Howard will crowd the line of scrimmage as Carter drops back to pass, steps up, looking right side, will pick up the first down and more inside the 20, and he's pushed down out of bounds, and the Spartan bench in a little bit of an uproar, but Carter will get up as he hit awkwardly. It's a little bit of track right beyond some turf where the runway is for the long jump pit. It will set up a first down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line after the Spartans will pick it up after the scramble by Carter. As Carter will have Brent in the shotgun to his left, Williams in motion to the near side. 2 wide receivers to the far side of Wanda. Lined up in the near side is Taylor will drop back, looking over the middle of the field as Carter was looking for Awana and throws the ball out of bounds. It will be up a 2nd down and 10 from the 18-yard line.
The tight end stayed the block on that play. The middle was wide open, but the young Carter is showing his maturity as not to force to play. Good decision. Those are the kind of decisions and execution that, even though they didn't score, Coach Scott is looking for from his young quarterback.
Clock stop with 12:08 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Play clock at 10 as Carter sends 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Brent to the right of Carter with 4 on the play clock. Carter gets the play off, drops back to pass with time. Pass is going to be incomplete, thrown over the middle, intended for Awana, and thrown a tad bit too short to bring up a 3rd down for the Spartans.
Put it in the goal, and let's avoid another field goal attempt, although we're doing quite the task at completing those.
So Carter will have 20 on the play clock. With 10 seconds on the play clock now, the Spartans have to move quickly. Late substitution, 4 wideouts. 2 split to either side. Carter's going to have to hurry up and get this one off. 4 on the play clock. Carter gets it away, drops back to pass with time, steps over the middle. Pass is going to be complete to Hewlett inside the 10, but not much more than that. Tackle's going to be made by Garrett Reeves. That'll bring up a 4th down, and we'll see Josh Nardone come from the sideline.
Reeves on task, making sure that Spartan halfback does not get out of his sight, otherwise it's 6.
Hopefully everything's all right with Carter as they check out his right hand. And from 31 yards away in the right hash, Josh Nardone will attempt to give the Spartans a 4-point advantage out of the snap of Dominique Jordan, the hold of Taylor Godey. Snap is good. The kick is away. It is high enough, but this one's up and through.
And flooded through there, I tell you.
It's just good. And the Spartans now lead 22-17 with 11:16 left to go here in the 4th quarter. We'll take a timeout. Norfolk State with the lead, 22-17. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN 3 and the ASUs.
No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Nardone out to kick. Out for the Spartans, who lead Howard now 22-17. As Nardone will tee it up. Alley will stand at his own 6-yard line. As Nardone will kick this one away, and it's going to be deep, and Alley will take it at around the 1-yard line. Forgot to catch it, picks it up. And looking for a hole, can't get one. He's going to be stopped inside the 15-yard line. They give him credit to the 15, but that's about it.
Good job by the defensive unit of the specialty team. Sometimes when a kickoff returner drops a ball like that, they kind of throw off your pursuit. But they stayed in their lanes, stayed in their area of responsibility, and as a result, the Bison are going to have to start from about the 15-yard line.
That's where they'll start this drive. As we'll see Kalen Newton back out onto the field. Newton will hand it off, and getting away from the initial tackle for the Bison was Dedrick Parson. Nice job of spinning out of the tackle, picking up about 6 on the plate out to the 21-yard line.
Parsons is really a tough back. Reminds me of Larry Brown.
10:49 left to go here in the 4th quarter as Alley comes in motion. Again, the Parsons handoff will pick up the 1st down. Out past the 25 to the 28-yard line. It'll be a 1st down and 10 for the Bison there. And again, the Bison quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Tailback is going to remain Parsons. Parsons in between the tackles. Again, drags tacklers for about 5 on the play. He stopped there by Nigel Chavis, but not after a pickup of 5.
Yeah, Chavis is on the chase again.
As the Spartans been solid in the run defense here for most of the ball game, giving up some yardage here in the 4th quarter as Newton drops back to pass, gets away from one Play is getting chased by Nigel Chavis, and he will throw it out of bounds. Good job there by Ricky Thomas of forcing Kalen Newton off his spot as he was looking downfield for Ezzard. And good coverage downfield as well by Bobby Price.
Defensive lineman Middleton, right up there with Che, was in hot pursuit.
That'll bring up a third down. Bring up a third down and 5. Newton will send 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. In the backfield is Parson. 9:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. Parson goes in motion. Newton drops back to pass. The pass is going to be incomplete. Driving on the play hard was Bobby Price, and he ran through the intended receiver there, Damian Gillespie, to break the ball up.
All time with a conference defensive back.
That's a great form tackle there by Bobby Price as he just went through the body of Damian Gillespie, and did a good job as well of not using the crown of his helmet to go through. He just ran through, wrapped him up. It was a nice form tackle.
Good point, Ross. Excellent field tackling technique.
Isaiah Moore will stand at his own 19-yard line to punt this one away. Bobby Price will stand at his own 30-yard line. It's going to be a low, short kick, and it will bounce out of bounds at the 40-yard line. The Spartans will get a break here. Bobby Price was deep to return the punt, and the Spartans will get good field position at their own 40 to start this drive.
All right, now it's back on the shoulders of Mr. Carter again.
So Bobby has made a big play here in the secondary, along with J.T. Wahi. Great job. He has an interception in the middle of the field off a tip ball. He also has that nice drive through the body of Damian Gillespie, as you just saw that on replay. A great play for the Spartans to get them the football back. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. In the backfield for Norfolk State will be Cameron Brent in the pistol. Carter awaits the snap, gets it, hands it to Brent in between the tackles. Big hole. He spins out of one tackle. He gets past the 45-yard line. He picks up 8 on first down, as they give him credit to the 48-yard line, a pickup of 8. And it'll be a 2nd down and 2.
I can't say enough of the backs' execution during this game. That was an excellent spin. Picked up a couple of 3 or 4 yards when he was out there in no man's land.
For Brent tonight, that's 7 carries, 30 yards. As the Spartans will send 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. In motion is Awana with 10 on the play clock. Awana back to the near side as the handoff goes to Brent again in between the tackles again. Brent will pick up the first down inside of Howard territory to the 45-yard line. And the Spartans will have another first down here at the Howard 45.
Offensive line feeling their oats, doing a good job of handling that interior line.
First down and 10 for the Spartans at the Howard 45. Clock moving, which is even more important with 8:33 left to go. Leading by 4 is 22-17. Carter in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Carter surveys the defense. Waits the snap with 8 on the play clock. Brent to his right. The Bison show blitz. As the handoff goes to Brent, Brent lowers his shoulder, just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and they give him credit to the line of scrimmage, not much more. That tackle was made by Augustine. Bring up a 2nd down and 10. The Spartans keep the clock moving with 7:50 left to go here in the fourth quarter. And the game sort of resembling the game last year for these two teams last year, which was won late by the Bison. As Carter drops back to pass, looking out in the flat pass is going to be complete to Winstead as he gets his legs taken out from under him at the 41-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and around 6 for the Spartans as Winstead gets up slowly, but he gets up, which is good.
Trying to gather himself, he held on to the ball. This is not going to be the last we hear of Mr. Winstead. I'm telling you, this cat is something very, very special.
with 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 6. Ball spotted at the Howard 41-yard line. Awana lined up to the near side. Hewlett in the backfield. As Taylor comes in motion, we're going to see some man coverage here. Let's see if the Spartans can beat it. Carter blows it over the middle to Taylor, and Taylor will get to the 35-yard line. It should be enough for the first down.
I'm telling you, if Taylor had one more step, it would have been Katie bar the door, as the old adage goes. He was just tripped up.
And Coach London asking for probably looking for a spot there. And they're going to say if they got to the 35-yard line, it was a first down. And knows the ball is on the 35. Coach London thought that the stick might have been on the tail end of the 35, but the Spartans will move the chains on this first down and 10. Williams moves to the near side along with 2 wide receivers. Hewlett stays in the backfield, and Hewlett will get the handoff running left side. The Bison really ready for that one as he's knocked out of bounds after a loss of maybe 2. Actually 1 on the play, and Hewlett will trot to the sideline. Actually stay in to the ball game. Aaron Savage will check in on the 2nd down and 11 with 5:50 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
It'll be interesting to see what play Coach Scott and Taylor are going to set up at this juncture. They had an excellent playbook for this game.
Split backfield as Carter sends Taylor in motion. As Carter drops back to pass with time, steps up in the pocket, avoids 1 tackle, and he will extend the ball near the original line of scrimmage at the 35-yard line. And see that they give him credit. And actually no gain on the play. He loses a yard back to the 37-yard line. That brings up a 3rd down and 12 with 5:15 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Norfolk State leading by a score of 22-17.
That was another one of those plays where the Bison caught the Spartans in a play or a formation that they had set their defense to, and they barely made it back to the line of scrimmage.
Empty backfield with 3 on the play clock. Carter gets it away, drops back to pass, rolls right, looking downfield. He has a man wide open. That was Smith, but he gets it out to Taylor. Taylor breaks the tackle, and he'll go in for the score. Justin Smith was wide open down the field. He couldn't be seen by Jawad Carter. Carter flipped it out to Marcus Taylor, who breaks the tackle and gets into the end zone for the score. And the Spartans now lead 28-17.
Taylor, we've been waiting for that, and we've been waiting for Marcus to get his hands on the ball too. And when he does, something special always happens. As it did just in front of us there.
Exactly right. Big touchdown with 4:40 left to go here in the fourth quarter. The Spartans now lead 28-17. Okay. Nardone looking to tack on the extra point. It's an 11-point lead for the Spartans. Looking to make it 12. Snap is high. The kick is away. It's high enough. It's long enough. It's up and good. And the Spartans now lead 29-17. We'll take a timeout on the floor. You're watching MEAC Football on ESPN3 and the NSU Sports Network.
Been working on that for a long time. If we had talked a month ago, that would have been a whole different call.
I can imagine.
Excuse me, sir. Can I please have a no annual fee?
No annual fee on any card. Only from Discover.
29-17, your score. Norfolk State with the 12-point lead over the Bison of Howard University with 4:40 left to go here in the fourth quarter. As Nardone will get this one away. It's high, and this one's going to be taken at the 5-yard line. New return man for the Bison. Bringing it up to the 30-yard line was backup running back Amir Lewis. Lewis gets taken down as he crosses the 30-yard line to the 30.
But number
32 yard line. It looks like it was Alan Boykins on the stop for Norfolk State. They'll give him credit to the 31. And the Spartans will start here. You see the touchdown pass. Juwan Carter rolls right, and he finds Marcus Taylor, who spins out of the tackle, and he does the rest of the work as Newton back onto the field. The pass is going to be intercepted again for the Spartans. Nice job there as JT Wahi steps in front of Kyle Anthony. And Wahi with his first interception of the year and the second interception of the day thrown by Kalen Newton. And the Spartans with the football inside the 40-yard line of the Bison.
You were saying earlier that Latrell Scott has a secondary that can play for any team in the MEAC. That's been on exhibition today, Ross.
14 seconds taken off the clock, and the Spartans right back to it offensively after the turnover. Nice job of running through the receiver there by JT Wahi to get the football.
Former Lake Taylor Titan.
And for JT, he's broken up a lot of passes this year, but had yet to pick one off. He gets his first here today as Carter back out with Savage. As the handoff will go to Savage in between the tackles. He loses a yard as he's thrown backwards. He gets to the 40-yard line. A timeout's going to be taken by Howard. 4:20 left to go here in the fourth quarter. And I believe we're going to keep it here. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. But again, the Spartans defensively have played well here today. Howard, which had been rushing the ball well coming into today's ball game, has struggled to find their footing running the football. 137 yards rushing today for the Bison, 129 passing. The Spartans with 164 yards rushing, 241 yards passing as the Spartans offense back onto the field with the second down and 11. As again, we're seeing the pass. Kalen Newton pressured. Just throws this one in front of Anthony. Good job there by JT Wahi stepping in front of the pass to make the interception. Carter with the second down and 11. Savage back into the backfield. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. We see man coverage as Carter will pitch it out to Savage. Savage looking for a block. Gets past the original line of scrimmage inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. The second charge timeout taken by the Bison.
The Bisons almost jumped that handoff on that sweep there, but luckily we was able to catch the ball, and he missed the shot. We got to think about protecting that ball a little more and not rest on the laurels that we received thus far.
29-17 is your score. The Spartans again trying to break their 4-game losing streak, looking for their second win in conference play. With 1 conference game remaining, that's next week here against Morgan State. Howard with 1 game remaining on their schedule against Bryant. That's next week at 1 o'clock p.m.
And you have another game on your schedule tonight, I believe, Ross.
Yeah, we have basketball as Clarion, the Division II team, comes to Joe Eccles Hall. Game time is at 6 o'clock p.m. You can catch it on the NXU Sports Network. Pregame starts at 6:45. So long day, long week here for Norfolk State Athletics. Started on last Saturday down in Greensboro. Tuesday, we traveled to Michigan to take on the Wolverines in men's basketball. Thursday, Mid-Atlantic Christian came into town yesterday. Friday, yesterday at Old Dominion for women's basketball. And today, football at 1 and basketball at 7 rounds out this week.
So your days are running into each other. You could remember Thursday to Friday, but you had a game with both nights.
It's a lot. As we've hit the 4-minute and 13-second mark as the referee.
Ladies and gentlemen, this broadcast brought to you by Iron Man Raw.
Yeah, I wish. 3rd down and 9 for the Spartans as Carter will send Savage to his right. See if the Spartans will put this one in the air with 4 minutes remaining as the blitz comes, and Carter will put it in the air. Looking over the middle, wide open is Winsett. He'll have the first down. He stays in bounds, spins off 1 tackler, and he gets gang tackled as he gets to the 25-yard line.
Come on, where the whistles?
As the whistle did come, and the Spartans will move the chains as the ball will be spotted at the 23-yard line. Again, the Spartans have beaten man coverage all day here tonight as Jawan Carter with another completion here nearing his career high in yardage here today, throwing the football as he's up to 256. As Carter back to the line of scrimmage. Man in motion is Awana, as the Spartans will, actually Carter will keep it here. I think he was supposed to hand it off, tries to stiff arm, gets outside, lowers his shoulders inside the 20, gets taken down at the 15. And we're going to have a stoppage of play. As Jawan used a good stiff arm there. On first down, we have a stoppage of play. We'll see what the call is going to be. Mike London not excited. And it looks like personal foul. Face mask against Norfolk State. I think they're going to call it on Carter. And it's going to be from the spot of the foul. The officials mic not working, so they'll back the Spartans up to the 33-yard line.
I think Carter's, in attempting his stiff arm, probably got his hand too near the face mask of the defensive back.
And I think if you would have heard him, he would have said he did get it in his face mask with 3:13 left to go. Howard with one timeout remaining. As the Spartans have it, Awana goes in motion, and we're going to have a stoppage of play. That should have been first down.
Correct.
I think
that's
it should be
adjusting now.
I think it should be first down. The conversation as the field marker says second. And they will fix the down marker on the field. It'll be a first down and 20 for the Spartans at the Howard 33-yard line. Awana moves in motion as Carter waits the snap. Still awaiting it with 2:45 left to go here in the fourth. As the handoff goes to Brent, he cuts inside. Lowers his shoulders, gets back to the line of scrimmage, not much more than that. And we're going to have a stoppage of play. 2:37 left. And there will be a timeout taken by the Bison. That's their final charge timeout of the ball game. So with 2:37 left to go, not much more the Bison can do in the way of stopping the clock. And if you're Norfolk State, you don't want to
you want to eat that clock up.
Leave much time on the clock. 2:37, so the Bison can't stop it anymore. Brent will stay on the field at tailback. Our backs have done a good job here today, 166 yards rushing. More importantly, time of possession has been pretty critical today for Norfolk State as they've held on to the ball most of the third and fourth quarter here.
Yeah.
After the Bison took a 17-16 lead, it's been all Norfolk State. As Carter sends Awana in motion. 2:37 remaining here in the fourth quarter. As the handoff goes, actually it's going to be a keeper by Jawan Carter. Carter gets taken down as Taro Lipscomb tries to hold him up. We're going to have another flag thrown. And not a very smart play. There's a Spartan dove on the pile to end that play. So, which was going to be a 12-yard run. And they're going to call the penalty on offensive lineman Craig Rodwell. Slightly Superman that play. There'll be a second down now and even longer.
And he flew. You believe a man can fly?
Yeah, it wasn't very smart at that point. And give the credit to the offensive line. They played well here today.
They really have, Ross.
And with 2:15 left to go, to bring up. It should be a second down in 24 because, well, actually it was after the play, so it'll be a third down in 24. Carter will hand it off to Brent, running left side, runs to his own man as he falls forward past the 35 to the 34-yard line. And Norfolk State will allow the clock to run down. Here, probably even accept the penalty here because Howard can't stop the clock with 1:37 left to go. And if you're Norfolk State, you don't even take the timeout here. Just let the clock run.
Let it work for you.
And take the penalty and get the delay of game penalty. And it will be a delay of game penalty with 1:13 left to go here in the fourth quarter. So back the Spartans up 5 yards to the 39-yard line, and we'll see the punting unit come out. Taylor Godey will punt as the clock stopped at 1:13. And Taylor Godey will stand at his own 45-yard line. Godey awaiting the snap. Good snap. Godey will get the punt away, and he'll get ran into as well. A perfect punt there by Taylor Godey, and he'll go out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, and he was roughed. And that's not a good sign for Norfolk State because I think he was also hit right in the midsection.
Yeah, around the cage, rib cage. And that was a good shot he took, too.
And it's running into the kicker. So if you're Norfolk State, I think you might decline that penalty. If you're Norfolk State, as the ball was spotted inside the 5 and Taylor Godey on the ground. The ball went out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. I think if you're Coach Scott, you decline that penalty because if you will decline that penalty.
Right.
Godey will come to the sideline. I think the Spartans will decline it.
Good call, Ross.
And the Bison will start. And the Bison will start this drive from their own 5-yard line with 1:06 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And hopefully everything's all right with Taylor.
You know, just a good shot around the rib cage, somewhere around the abdomen.
And if you're Norfolk State, as Taylor Godey gets to the sideline under his own power, actually with a little bit of help.
And one thing you can say here at Norfolk State University, we have always, Coach Miller, excellent.
As Kayla Newton will pitch it out and thrown behind Dedrick Parson as the Bison ran the option there. Thrown behind Parson, but it got back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like they actually cut him for a loss of 1. So it will be a second down for the Bison as Newton drops back to pass, and he's pressured in the backfield, throws it up for grab, and is going to be incomplete. He did a good job of throwing that one off his back foot, and before he hit the ground, because he was close to being hit in the end zone for a safety as the pass was intended for Malik Hyatt. They'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 for the Bison. With 47 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter.
The training staff still looking at Gotti. I was saying earlier that we have always had very good athletic trainers here at Norfolk State.
As the 3rd down play, it's going to be a keeper by Newton. He pitches it out, and getting taken down out of bounds was Dedrick Parson. Nice job there by Bobby Price. Outside the 10-yard line to the 12. So that'll make it a 4th down situation for the Bison with 40 seconds remaining. As Newton with the split backfield drops back to pass. Looking downfield, pass is going to be incomplete, intended for Kyle Anthony, and that'll be a turnover on downs, and the football will go back over to Norfolk State.
And it looked like J.T. Wahi almost came up with another interception.
It broke on the ball. Well, that ball was thrown well wide of Anthony, and that'll bring up a 1st down for Norfolk State. And the Spartans, with 36 seconds to go, will snap their 4-game losing streak and drop Howard to 4-5 on the season, 4-3 in conference play. The Spartans will improve to 2-4 in conference play with one game remaining. That's Morgan State in conference play next week. Their final game of the season will be at Liberty on December 1st. But a nice bounce-back game for Jawan Carter and the Spartans offensively, as Carter will take a knee. And that will do it for today's ball game. The final score will be Norfolk State 29, Howard 17. What a game today for Norfolk State. After trailing 7-0, the Howard Bison came down the field quickly and got points on the board on the trick play with a throwback from Kalen Newton into the hands of his receiver, Jaquez Ezzard. But after that, Ezzard did not catch another pass, and the Spartans took control after the second quarter. In the second quarter, scoring late in the second quarter, a touchdown pass from Carter to Winstead to really get things going. It's a 29-17 lead to enter the ball game as the clocks hit 0. And I think, Glenn, what you can say about Norfolk State is Coach Scott said at the beginning of the game that the Spartans have been fighting hard. They've been playing hard here over the last couple of weeks. They just couldn't get over the top. Today they did so against a very good Howard team, and they led from the defensive side, 144 yards rushing. They've been giving up 300 over the last 2 weeks and 129 through the air. After that one big play down the field, everything else was shut down, including 2 interceptions.
That's right. Matt Dawson's defense once again has shown that it's one of the best in the conference. Coach Scott has been looking for his team to come together, and it shows you the talent and level of athletes. These guys are coming together. It's not going to always happen the way you want it to happen, but you can see the elements that he's trying to put together to give us one of the best football programs we have in the state of Virginia.
77 plays, 434 yards for Norfolk State, 56 plays, 273 yards for Howard. And again, once you stop the run for Norfolk State, you put your DBs in a good position to make plays. Only 129 yards passing for Howard on 10 of 24 passing for Kayla Newton.
Now, you brought up a good point about the running game. Norfolk State running game was what allowed us to get some passes along the sideline, allowed us to score on 2 passes, because the run is always going to set up the passing game. And I think we had a good mix of plays, and that's what gave us the edge today, the balance in our offense. And the backs was outstanding today.
Yeah, you look at it, the numbers for the Spartans rushing today. Aaron Savage led the way with 54 yards rushing on 12 carries. Hewlett, on 7 carries, had 52 yards. 11 carries for 42 yards for Cameron Brent. Jawan Carter ended up with 36 yards here rushing today. No rushing touchdowns because all of them came through the air. Isaiah Winstead with a touchdown. Marcus Taylor with a touchdown. 37-yard touchdown reception. And Cameron Brent with a 15-yard touchdown reception. So these receivers and quarterback were on the same page today, which they hadn't been over the last couple of weeks. And they made some plays down the field, which they like to do. 256 yards passing today for Jawan Carter. He is our Spartan Partners post-game player of the game today. He also had 3 touchdowns today for the Spartans. Norfolk State wins 29-17 over the Bison of Howard University. We conclude today's broadcast. So for Glenn Mason, I'm Ross Gordon saying so long from Dick Price Stadium in Norfolk, Virginia, where the final score is Norfolk State 29, Howard 17. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN and the NSU Sports Network.